Greetings and hello, hello, hello. Let me put my phone on mute here. Give me just a moment. All right. So, my name is Joelle and I am the Viberarian. I am here to elevate, enlighten, and empower. Now, this is my journey, and I'm doing all these things in order to make the right steps along the path. And so I'm taking what I am doing for myself and I'm sharing it here with you in the hopes that you too will be elevated, enlightened, and empowered yourself. I am here on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It is a beautiful day when we are observing a movement and a man that really brought in the message of peace and equality. And today's topic is going to be about another movement that has been resonating with me in the last few days. And of course, hopefully, you will have heard of it. It is the Walk for Peace with the Buddhist monks. So, let's see here. I'm still not able to show the comments on the screen, which is interesting, but I know that the Good Vibe Tribe are here, my beautiful circle of people of resonant energies that are here to support me and to tune into the beautiful content that we share out in YouTube space. So I thank you for that. And for my moderator, Tanya and Jackie and Janine, Tracy, Kim, Stacy. I could go on. Helen down there in the land down under, who is a train conductor, riding the rails back and forth, taking people safely to where they go. This shout out is for you. I know that you are spreading love up and down every trip that you make. So each of us are doing something in our own way. So I wanted to share with you a little bit first about my experience, and then I was guided to pull a couple card decks. So I was not keyed into the movement of the monks when they were in the Atlanta area. It just didn't hit me on my radar that they were only a couple miles away from me on their journey. And if you're not familiar with this, the Walk for Peace is a group of monks who are walking from Texas to DC. All told, they will have 2,300 miles in their trip. And so each day you can follow along with their progress. There's a map on Walk for Peace on their Facebook page. And each day they stop somewhere at lunchtime and one of the monks delivers a message, and then they stop somewhere in the evening time. And people are meeting them along the rural highways and byways. You can tune in. There's just so much information. There's this wave of people who are posting about their experiences at the walks, their experiences tuning in like I am. And I have to say that this is just the medicine that my soul needs in this now moment. And so what I realized for me is that I was feeling today like I wanted to get up and go drive. They were like about 6 hours for me at this point. So I was thinking, oh, I need to get up. I need to go see them. There's something in me that's pulling me for this moment in time and history. And I was thinking about what it will be like in DC when they finally arrive, and how big the crowds will be, and how it will probably, the Washington Mall would probably be full, just like it was in the March on Washington back when Dr. King was bringing people together. And I was really ready to just get in my car and drive. I polled all my friends to see who could come, and they were like, we can't do it at the last minute. And then I just got to thinking as I was listening then to the message that they were, the nightly message last night. And it hit me that I was seeking to connect with this movement outside of me. And that is not what the monk was speaking about last night. He was talking about breathe in, breathe out, and feel peace, to take the thoughts and observe the thoughts. And I was having all these thoughts of my brain trying to solve the problem of getting me to connect with this peace movement, when really the peace movement was already available to me from the inside out. And so I kind of giggled after I finally came into present awareness that that's what the lesson was for me, is that I was not missing anything. I was not going to be left out of this sea change moment in American history. It was not possible, unless I thought that I missed it, to not ride the wave and really just get the message that they're trying to show us, is that peace starts from the stillness and finding in the present moment peace, and being kind to others and kind to yourself, and just witnessing the self. So that part about the ripple of calm and the ripple of refocusing back into my current moment is being accomplished. And I don't have to be at something. I don't have to physically go and touch that thing in order for it to be part of my energetic experience, along with the hundreds of thousands of people who are able to go and meet them on this journey. So the thing that he was saying, that in the, again, I'll leave the link to the video below, in last night's message, he was saying that at the end of the day, before he goes to sleep, he allows himself to feel like anything, grief, sadness, whatever the processing of the day's things that he encountered. He gives himself that moment and that time, that present, to give attention to what he just experienced. But then when he wakes up the next day, then that is behind. And he just says again, in the now moment, I am peace. And then he begins to encounter his day going forward. So I really took that to heart, again, because as I mentioned yesterday in my live stream, that there's so much vying for our attention that is unsettling. And to sit in the experience of stress and empathy with others who are going through hardship and stress and drama and pain and suffering, it really can take a toll on the empathetic heart to be tied in, right? So it's not about not observing and separating yourself from the experience of the world, but finding that peace in the middle of the storm that passes all understanding of the mind, right? It comes from inside, in the breath in, and the release out. And yesterday's message, it was talking about breathing in through the heart of cosmic love and breathing out the presence of that love. So that's a beautiful companion message. One of the things that I've been sharing and reminded of is that several years ago, after the George Floyd incident happened, it touched another nerve nationally. And there was a lot of challenge. I'm sharing a anecdote from my sister. So she's younger than me by 12 years and has 3 younger children. At that point, they were very young. And her oldest daughter was very troubled because, you know, they weren't necessarily watching the news, but there was an awareness on behalf of the kids that something had happened. And so she started asking my sister all of these questions. And of course, they had studied Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in school. So she thought from her perspective that all the problems that he marched for and people came together for had actually been solved. And so it was quite upsetting to my niece. I think she was probably 7 or 8 years old, because she was like, well, what about his message? Did they not hear his message? It makes sense to me. And so my sister was struggling to say, you know, well, no, unfortunately, there are still things to be resolved. And so my niece was depressed, I think, for a couple of weeks. And so finally she just said, well, what can I do? And my sister was like, I think that the best thing that you can do and we can do right now is just be kind, because I don't know how we're going to solve all of the problems that we see here. And so from that moment, my niece decided to start a kindness club. And so there was then this effort to pass the message of the kindness club through the collective. And we all got shirts that had Ellie's Kindness Club. And it was this beautiful outpouring of dozens of people. And we all did intentional acts of kindness as a way to show up every day, not just one day, to those around us. And what's interesting to find out is that my niece's birthday was actually on what is now known as World Kindness Day. So here she was, not even tied into a collective or a knowing, and yet her presence here on this earth at this particular time to be a spark of a kindness movement in her own way was so perfectly and cosmically aligned that it just made me smile from the inside out. So part of that experience being brought forward now is for the troubled child in me, for the troubled child in all of us that is trying to make sense of all the things that they're seeing, and being guided to return back to the way of just start with an act of kindness for those that are around you. So I think that on the front page of my splash card, I want to give you the guidance that they the quote that I used from their Facebook page today on my splash. It says, "Though our feet walk hard roads and harsh miles, may our presence touch hearts softly. Every soul who sees us, hears of us, or simply knows we walk. And in that gentle touch, may happiness and peace awaken in their lives. May you and all beings be happy and at peace." Okay. Oh, and I have here a picture that I got sent from my bestie who's listening. And it's of us out doing kindness club activities on that day. And we went to a Montessori school here in Atlanta and brought baked goods and supplies. And to the amazing kids of Chi Montessori, this book has been donated on behalf of Ellie and Ellie's Kindness Club. If we start with kindness, anything can happen. Okay, and so this was Jet, my bestie's son, was attending this beautiful school. And so we donated a book that was written by Ellison Lord, who is an author and wrote a book about Brandon. And his little character, Brandon, also is giving the message of being kind in school. So we thought that was a beautiful book to put in the collection there at the school. And that was part of our act of kindness. So as you can see, these messages reverberate and ping pong and expand and grow, just like the spark of the inspiration that they are showing us by simply walking from one place to the other with the intention of showing themselves to be peace, living, breathing, walking peace out in the world. So that is like beautiful, beautiful guidance. And so I knew that rather than driving and spending gas and energy and money all to chase something external to me, that today I was going to come on and deliver a message of peace and harmony through my own experience. And I wanted to bring out, I tend to work a lot with Mother Mary. And so I was guided to pull both the Mother Mary Oracle and the Rumi deck out today. And so I'm going to pull cards from both of these decks to see what these beautiful, beautiful energies want to add to my experience today of walking with a renewed focus within, where the spark of peace can be undisturbed. So the first thing that we'll get here is going to be from Mother Mary. This is the Mother Mary Oracle Guidebook. This is one of my dearest decks that I enjoy. I breathe the breath of the divine on the cards before I begin to draw. So the other thing to share is last night I had this dream where I was sitting in my bathtub of water and I was scrubbing myself with Dove soap, which is what I use. But I was like literally covering myself with this Dove soap, and I knew that it was like representing this morning, like that I was going to take that bath, which I did before I came on. And I did the activity of taking that dove and sudsing all over myself, covering myself with peace, covering myself with love and the descending energy of the spirit of the creator and the divine feminine. So that is what I completed just before I came on here. So on the wings of a snow white dove, descending this new energy of a new thing and a new way that is as ancient and an old and as pure as the driven snow. Like we are born in a state of peace. And it is only when we begin to encounter the outside world that things happen that disrupt our peace. So I'm just feeling that energy of that beautiful dove that symbolizes peace, that symbolizes respite, a safe haven, and also the movement of spirit. So we are going to see here what Mother Mary, if you're in the chat and would, the first person who would put an energy of either number 1, 2, or 3, and then the energy of top or bottom. And you may wonder why I do this. It is so that this reading is as interactive as it can possibly be. And I believe that we are all contributing to the frequency and the open guidance that is coming in. So if you are listening and could choose 1, 2, or 3, top or bottom, please let me know. I'm watching the chat and we'll continue to shuffle. All right, I will go ahead and select a card just from the spread. Okay. Very interesting. This card that came out is called Our Lady of Sacred Union. This is card number 37. I love this energy. This is a beautiful guidance we recently had in our first reading of the 111. Oh, we just got 3 top. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle again too to go ahead and get 3 top. But we had that union of the masculine and feminine that came forward in that reading, and taking our divine feminine, our divine masculine energy and bringing them into a harmonious balance to resolve polarity. So we are going to see what Sacred Union says, and then we will also get 3 top. It's interesting because there's always a bit of a lag between the time that I ask something and the time that you all hear it. One more shuffle. And I'm not going to turn this card over until we get done with the first one. All right, 3 top is sitting here in the wings. Okay, so let us see what Our Lady of Sacred Union. And if you were on yesterday, you know that I had a bit of a challenge. So thank you to Jackie who gifted me with this card holder for Christmas because it is coming in quite handy for this now moment. It's amazing how you have all the tools that you need that come to you easily. All right, so we have card number 37, Our Lady of Sacred Union. This is the Mother Mary Oracle by Alana Fairchild. It says, there is a conflict occurring within you, and perhaps you see this reflected in your world. There are warring opposites trying to find a way to be together in peace. It is not because you are doing something wrong. It is because you are doing something right. You are growing. I will keep you safe. I will ensure that you find the way to which all can function in harmony. Trust me as I guide you into sacred union within yourself and with the world around you. Do not give up, beloved. Harmony will find its way into your heart soon. Oh, what an encouraging message. Okay. Sometimes choices need to be made between this way or that. Sometimes this is healthy and essential for your growth. Yet there are other times when a choice of inclusion, choosing both this way and that, is the way through which we can best grow. A choice of inclusion allows us to learn how to bring apparently opposing forces together into harmony within us and in our world. This might be showing up a completely internal issue for you. Perhaps you are dealing with conflicting desires for a family and love relationship and to feel safe and secure internally in that community. But at the same time, you are longing for independence and freedom to explore and express yourself and your creativity in the world. Perhaps that inner struggle of coming together is far more subtle and difficult to pin down. A sense that you want to live your life lightly and with joy, but that you also really want to know and be who you are and to not hide yourself from yourself or anyone else, even if that means expressing anger or sadness or fear. You might be trying to find a way to be both the mother and the lover, or the father and the friend. You might be trying to find a way to be the healer and the vulnerable one who needs healing, love, and support too, despite all your strength. This might also be an issue that is reflected in your physical world. Perhaps you are trying to decide on relationship issues such as whether to proceed into marriage or are wondering how to build a better relationship with yourself. Perhaps you are trying to bring your head and heart together so that your life feels aligned and moving in the one direction rather than feeling pulled apart by competing demands on your time and energy. Our Lady of Sacred Union shows up when we are working on finding a way through opposition and disharmony and into integration and functional behavior. Conflict can be an essential aspect of growth, like friction that creates sparks and fuels the fires of transformation. Our challenges can fire us up and give us the impetus we need to take action and be bold. Or sometimes they can wear us down and lead us into emotional fatigue and depression, particularly if we feel that the challenge has been continuing on for far too long without respite or relief. No matter whether we are on fire with a passion for finding a solution or drained and exhausted and needing the tender, nourishing grace of heaven to inspire us with the solution that we have not as of yet been able to find, Our Lady is here to help. She asks you not to worry about one choice or another, but to make space in your heart for a third option, another perspective, another way to be with this issue. She says that there is always another way to be, no matter how set in stone your situation or issue may appear to be. There is always another way, another perspective, another path through the issue into resolution. Allow her to bless you with her guiding hand now as she shows you the other way through into harmony. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, this is the healing process and affirmation. You are standing with a beautiful, tall, and powerful woman who is holding a golden scale. Okay, Libra. On each side of the scale, you see each of the pairs of opposites. It might be two choices that you are considering, two options in life, two ways to go, two relationships or career paths. Or it might not be that obvious to you what the choices are. It might be more a sense of not knowing exactly which way to go in your relationship or career, or how to proceed to heal a health or financial issue, for example. Eventually, your attention moves away from the two sides of the scale and rests at the center of the scale, where there is a white rose blooming with a diamond in its center. As you gaze at the rose and diamond, it spins, creating a field of light. That light pierces into your mind and heart. It cleanses and opens your mind and heart to new possibilities, a transcendent choice. You don't have to understand it, just allow it with trust. When you are ready, say the following healing affirmation 3 times aloud if possible, or repeat it quietly in your mind if needs be. The Lady of Unconditional Love, Our Lady of Sacred Union, Mother Mary, reveals the transcendent choice, the third way, in the perfect time. She blesses me with understanding and brings the angels to assist me now. I celebrate her with thanks. Blessing to the Holy Mother. Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful guidance for this now moment. It's so timely, so present, and resonates deeply for me. Okay, let's see what number 3 top card was. Oh, Our Lady of the Ocean of Rebirth. Oh my goodness. I am going to share in the notes. There's always something to the notes. I was recently shared a song when I was at Holistic by this sister named Kanisha Soulspire, and the song title is Rebirth. So I will share that in the link. And of course, we were talking about 111 and birthing something new. I love this. Of course, the ocean and the water is deeply resonant for me personally. So let's see here. Okay, Our Lady of the Ocean of Rebirth. And we give a nod to Yemaya, the ocean water mother, and the power of salt water to birth, cleanse, heal. Okay. Our Lady of the Ocean of Rebirth. I champion your growth always. I know when hard edges are best to be softened and when it is time for you to receive reward for efforts made. Allow me to help you release a karmic pattern so that you can now be reborn into new consciousness. Allow me to help you heal your life from the inside, that the outside may change and reflect your inner beauty and spiritual light. I am bringing you assistance now, that a force beyond your control may be softened and your successful growth assured. Wow, that is just perfect, because we are releasing a karmic pattern on the planetary level so that a new consciousness can be rebirthed. Oh, and we're helped from the inside out. That's where that peace comes from. This is just beautiful. Okay. Your life story spans further than you may imagine. You might not believe that your past or your anxiety or hope about the future is what matters most in your unfolding life story, but this is not the case. The Divine Mother sees with vision far broader than our own. She has insight beyond the veils of time and space. She understands that there are invisible karmic forces at work in our lives, building circumstances that are both challenging and uplifting. She understands that karma is not punishment, but a chance to learn and grow, whether that be through challenge or opportunity, which she sees as one and the same. She knows, however, that we could often benefit from her help because although we have all the power we need in order to choose how to respond to karmic circumstances in life, we might be struggling unnecessarily to master our lessons. In such instances, she offers her intervention on our behalf. Like divine training wheels, the assistance of the mother supports our journey, but she doesn't take all the work. And therefore, the valuable and essential spiritual learning that leads to personal growth out of the equation. Our Lady of the Ocean of Rebirth comes at a time when there is karmic heaviness around you. This is not a bad situation, nor is it punishment of any kind. The more advanced a soul, the more challenged it is capable of taking on. Don't imagine that your struggles indicate that there is something wrong with you or your life. As frustrating as they may be, those struggles, especially the big heart struggles with those things that hold much meaning or value for you personally, are a sign of a big soul going through spiritual growth. Mother Mary knows this and wants to help you attain your growth and divine success without getting stuck in old patterns. This is an important karmic time for you, and it heralds not only the assistance of the Divine Mother in working through challenging karma, but also the blessing of the Divine Mother bestowed through supportive and uplifting karmic inheritance. There is a time, you see, not only to learn, but also to earn the reward of past efforts. The following healing process will help you set in motion both the assistance to meet the challenges and the harvest of spiritual rewards too. These are both being offered to you now in acknowledgement of your own past efforts and all the good that your personal spiritual success can bring to the world around you. I receive that blessing of the divine harvest of my ancestors' energy that is brought forward to sustain myself and the future generations. My grandfather is one of those presences that is around me to help me bring in the harvest. And I pause here to honor that showing up now. I honor that for those who are listening, who receive their lineage, the seed and the growth and the fullness of that bountiful harvest. So a beautiful reminder that karma is not a bad thing, that it is just energy that is moving forward. Okay, so the healing process and affirmation. Perceive that you are standing at the edge of a vast and powerful ocean with the water lapping at your feet on the shoreline. You gaze at the horizon, watching a stunning sunrise or sunset taking place. Okay, that was in yesterday's cards, a beautiful sunrise and sunset taking place. You gaze at the horizon, watching a stunning sunrise or sunset taking place, whatever feels right for you. Out of the sun, beautiful Mother Mary emerges in flowing robes of gold. She pours golden light from the sun behind her through her heart and hands and into the top of your head. It pours through you in tingling waves. The golden light comes out of your feet and continues flowing into the ocean, filling it with golden light. Repeat this healing prayer aloud or quietly in your mind if needs be 3 times. And imagine as you speak that you are sending the words with love from your heart to the Divine Mother. I call upon the karmic healing and spiritual grace of Mother Mary, who loves me unconditionally. I ask for and accept your divine intervention and karmic grace in all areas of my life now. I gratefully receive the blessing and harvest of spiritual grace that will serve my highest good now. Through divine love and my own free will, so be it. Rest for a few moments. Finish with this closing affirmation said aloud if possible. I am blessed with extraordinary grace and the divine intervention of the Holy Mother. I am blessed with extraordinary grace and the divine intervention of the Holy Mother. I am blessed with extraordinary grace and the divine intervention of the Holy Mother. And so it is. Wow, this is beautiful, 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 beautiful guidance. Thank you for joining me as we are doing this. We are going to finish with this Rumi card, which is going to be, this is another Alana Fairchild deck, one that is dear to me. And if you are familiar with Rumi at all, then you know that he is really filled with the essence of love and peace and harmony and all of the beautiful writing and wisdom teachings that are brought forward from Brother Rumi are very resonant with those of the ascended masters and those who are here to support us on the journey of changing and shifting the reality that we are experiencing. So if you are in the chat still, we're going to go ahead and get our little Rumi card. So pile 1, 2, or 3, top or bottom. Let me know if you're in there, and I'm going to start shuffling through. This is just beautiful. This message is, again, for me, and I share it with you so that you too are uplifted. I hope that you are. Leave me a comment if this touches you at whatever moment that you see it. There is no such thing as time. Everything that is energy is connected, and we receive things in the perfectly aligned moment for our own journey. So, give it some more shuffles here. I think I'll wind up pulling and then I'll have another late thing again. It's always interesting. So, but nothing is out of alignment. Okay, one bottom. I knew something was going to come in here. All right, one more shuffle. What does this say? The courage of your love, card number 38. The courage of your love. Was one of these cards number? Oh, we had 28. Okay, so the courage of your love. Look at that portal. Look at that energy. Look at, we have two figures there. Again, the union of self, the masculine and feminine pouring through. 11, 38 is an 11, which then is a number of conscious co-creation. So we are taking this moment of courage. Now I have to pause here because I drew for myself earlier from the Celebration of Love deck. And what's interesting is that the card that came up was courage. And of course, with the dolphins. And as I shared before, I received this beautiful dolphin as a gift on Sunday. So, of course, the dolphins are resonance. But here, the courage says to it celebrates our pioneering spirit and our courage to be on the leading edge of creation. It calls us to boldly step forward into the great unknown, knowing and having faith that we are always taken care of. Step into your power today. Call forth the courage to take the lead in your life and draw your strength from your connection with the divine, not from your dependence on those around you. The special message is you are being inspired to break away from the group and find your power within. Okay, hello for that resonant add-on for courage. And then the other card that I drew was empowerment, peaceful dreamer. Okay, so it's interesting because when I do these readings, I always am trying to be mindful of the time, but this just lets me know to like shed that idea and just be in the moment and allow spirit what I've given to be shared and just let it flow. Those who it's for will not be as concerned about the time and everything will be in line. So this is beautiful also because we have that unicorn energy, but it also reminds me of the fire horse. And so I'm going to be having a talk this week with dear sister Alka, the shaman in the city, about the year of the fire horse. But anyway, empowerment says this image celebrates pushing through the limitations and boundaries we set for ourselves. Okay, I hear you. It calls us to excel to new heights and go forward using new creative means we never thought possible for ourselves. Look at something about yourself that you feel is insignificant and meditate on the possibility of making this one of your strengths. Don't be afraid to stretch beyond your comfort zone. At times during the day, stop and visualize yourself expressing this area of life from a place of divinely guided strength. Okay, it hits different the second time. I just read this a few hours ago, and here it is again with more emphasis, and I receive it with gratitude. The message says that you are being challenged by a feeling of unworthiness about something. You are being inspired to let go of that illusion and to celebrate your divinity and how the Creator wants only the best for you. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's see here. Wow, I just love how when you open up to it, there's so much more joy and ease that can come than the struggle of the mind and the things that we think about that shifts our energetic experience. So, real time unfolding, okay? So, the courage of your love. This first part is a Rumi quote. Oh, yes. And here it says, looks like Ascension Rock from Mount Shasta. Yes, yes, it does. And interestingly, tomorrow when I come on, I'm going to do a reading because we have the Lemurian Star Child Cities of Light card. I received this. And of course, that very much looks like Mount Shasta. And it is the Telos, Adama, Inner Earth, Etheric Retreats, and Family of Light card. So we will definitely, as you can see, the energies are very similar and resonant. So we will continue with the Lemurian Star Child attunement tomorrow. So this is the Rumi poem. Love is without reason. Rationality is like a cane. Judgment needs a cane because it is blind. When love arrives, thought dies in its shadow. Love is the sunrise, while thought is only a flashing light. Rumi. I do not bleat at you like a sheep, for to startle you from your slumber. Okay, let me start again. I do not bleat at you like a sheep, for to startle you from your slumber, I need to roar like a lion. You must awake, my beloved. There is no time to waste, for the wolves are circling hungry for sacred flesh. So I shall roar mightily, and although at first you recoil in fear, soon enough you will see the wolves. You become aware and grateful to have been thus awoken. Ah, yes, you remember that you have a precious human life to protect. You fear me no more. You thank me. You jump on my back as if you were a warrior astride a wild mount. You roar then along with me, awakening the others as we cause the ground to rumble, disturbing those even in their deepest slumber. You, like me, are a fierce lion, not a lamb to be led to so many slaughters, the variety and opportunity for which is available in terrible abundance in our world. There is a Sufi story about a mother with her breast leaking milk. She loses her child, and once she finds him again, instantly lets him suckle for as long as he needs. A Sufi master nearby says to his students, "Do you think she would throw her baby into the fire?" And the students all say, "No, of course not." And the master replies, "Allah loves his children more than she, with enough tenderness to throw them into the fire." So it is with love. At first, as a young heart, you only want comfort for your beloved. You cannot bear the thought of pain within them even for a moment. Your own suffering is easier than bearing the suffering of your beloved. That young heart grows wise through experience. It becomes an elder, an ancient heart tempered by grace and rendered strong with compassion. This is the great heart that can hold the suffering of the world within it, and yet still find space for peace, for sweetness, for tenderness, and for rapture. This is the heart that shines with courageous love. It is willing to feel and bear all suffering without judgment, whilst gently holding it in the truth of what that suffering really is, the drying out of the mind addicted to suffering. This drying out is necessary so that love can ignite itself and transform dead wood into living fire. The drying out is a challenging and enduring process. The path of freeing the heart from the effects of a fearful mind is an initiation into great power. So many lapses will happen before the heart grows strong enough to overpower old patterns and surrender without condition or equivocation. When it is ready to surrender in such a way, the heart is free and allowed to simply be. Even the mind then, finally freed from shackles and joyfully submitting to love, declares, "Let love be in whatever way it shall be. I can bear it. I shall take refuge in it. I shall not turn away from it. I am that love." You are an ancient one with a heart older than the mountains. You are being asked to free yourself from the too small loves of the youthful heart and come to understand and accept the wisdom of your mature heart. Your mature heart is not cursed with hardness or detachment, but with compassion and tenacious devotion to the cause that is most real and matters most, the quest for life of the human soul. Your ancient heart loves the soul and will roar like the lion of love at the wolves that would casually devour it. So trust in the courage of your heart. You are not cruel. You are not hard. You are not careless. You are passion personified. You are the lion of love. So allow yourself to be the lion, not the lamb. Stand true in your own heart. Cause trouble, make noise, be proud, and be mighty. Then rest. After all that savage divinity, rest and restore. For day after day you shall claim your holy lands and refuse to give them up to less noble creatures. Though you survey their manipulations and attempts to claim power with compassion, you do not underestimate them or relax your vigilance. You shall not allow for even a moment that falsehood be accepted as truth in your heart. This oracle comes with particular guidance. You are not to give into less than you are worth or to the shaming stories of others, our culture that would cast your regal lion nature into the falsehood of beliefs that you have no choice or power. You are not to give in to the idea that you are a victim and cannot free yourself from your suffering, or that you are less than any other. These are lies. These are petty deceptions so unworthy of you. Do not believe them. Roar at them until the weak glue holding them together melts under the fire of your holy breath, and they lie dismembered and powerless at your feet. Then intend that those bits and pieces in decay are lovingly returned to the earth mother through whom they can be used to fertilize new life. This oracle comes with another message for you. You have a challenge before you, or that you are now moving through, but you have what is necessary to succeed and overcome it. No matter how long it has endured or how big you have built that challenge up to be in your mind, no matter how unsolvable the issue appears to be, there is and shall be a victory beyond it, and it is imminent. This oracle has come to you to let you know that you are empowered to succeed. You have what is required within to do it, and that the time for your victory is drawing near. So do not give up. Instead, do the sacred honoring ritual as needed. And when you feel so inclined, open your mouth and roar love from the very depths of your being. Create a sound of truth for yourself. In that sound, you will hear the mightiest one of all roaring along with you, saying, "Yes, love, I am with you, and together we claim divine victory. See, so we roar, and how we roar." The sacred honoring ritual. Say aloud, I call on Rumi, lion of love, and my own wise higher self. I now choose to assert the dignity of my soul and the power of my heart. I release all lesser bonds based in fear and deception. I no longer need to hold on to those. I am ready for truth, and with unconditional love, I am supported, protected, and guided on my path to victory, held in guardianship by the unending power of love. So be it. Then it says, if you feel the need to get down on all fours and roar a bit, do it with relish. And then you have finished your honoring ritual. Okay, roaring. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, so the last deck that I was guided to pull, as soon as we get off here, I am going to roar, even though I feel silly. But that's just me needing to get over myself, okay? And my Leo moon does not have any problem roaring with passion and excitement. So we're going to embody that in real time and spirit. So let's see here. One moment. I got a message from my moderator. Oh, yes, we will have to bring that in the next reading. Okay, yes, wonderful. A Shasta energy where the mighty energy of Saint Germain wished in and basically a roaring of the wind through the trees. So here we are with the healing energy oracle, and we are going to get the final top, the cherry on the cake, so to speak, after roaring with this energy. Falseness shall fall away. The wolves will not have us. Okay. And we will take the top and the bottom of the deck after this next shuffle. Okay, top. Is it just one card? Okay. It feels like two. Oh, it is two. So we'll take both of them because they were really stuck together hard. And then the bottom is just one. So on the top, we had freedom and the path to light. Oh, freedom and the path to light. Interesting. So freedom. I realize my wounds create doubt, resentment, and guilt. So I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, find peace in my heart, and discover the being of light within me. That is beautiful. The path to light, I make the conscious choice to move towards the light one step at a time. I transform my weaknesses into strengths by mastering my thoughts. I overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance. I develop my gifts and extend my light into every being unconditionally. Wow, if that does not embody what the monks are doing on their walk for peace, they are making conscious choices to move toward the light one step at a time. 2,300 miles, one step at a time. I transform my weaknesses into strengths by mastering my thought. He says to let go of thoughts and return to the breath and the presence of the now. I overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance, and I develop my gifts and extend my light to every being unconditionally. May all beings be free. May all beings know peace. Okay. And the final message here, wow, wisdom. God has a plan for me. I live here now. I live here now. Knowing beauty is to come. I don't force things to happen faster than the universe has decided for me. I learn from my experiences, take small steps in faith, and succeed thanks to all my efforts. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm so grateful to have been able to be here today. as I've had this time to honor the message of Dr. King of equality for all, of justice for all, that peace will rain down for the monks that are walking and bringing us together with this ripple and reverberation of peace that comes from the inside out, from the divine mother who is nourishing us, and for the divine protector that is standing forward to roar in our lives. Thank you so much for being here today, and I will see you again on my next live stream. And to then, I just know that namaste. I say that because the light in me honors the light in you, because we are all sources of that same light. Ashe, amen, and have a good day.